Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing a top 10 list. Outrageous. That is right, my friends. Once again, I have returned to you, but this time with a top 10 list. A rare beast on this channel. I don't often do top 10 lists because, while I appreciate a list, I don't want one every day, you know? I don't want one every day. It's not what I want every day. But every once in a while, there's nothing hits better than a top 10 list, you know? So that's what we will do in this very video. Today I am ranking my Les Indemodables fragrances from my least favourite to my very favourite. I have one extra fragrance, but I'm not putting this in the rankings because, well, you'll see why when I come to it. Let's give you a little bit of shtick from the Les Indemodables people. I'm reading this from their website. It says, Valérie Pouvret, founder and creator. For more than 20 years, the founder Valérie Pouvret has been evolving in the world of perfumery, from her beginnings in sales through her teaching in beauty institutes to managing the marketing and operations in a network of select perfumeries. Valérie has worked behind the scenes as well as on centre stage. In January 2012, aspiring to gain her independence, she gave birth to an ambitious project by creating Le Bistrot de la Butte in Annecy, France. An elegant and friendly space designed around three areas: luxury perfumes, skincare, and makeup. Its uncompromising guiding principles are expertise, counselling, and education. This approach continues to attract more of the most trend-setting brands that are already available in this one-of-a-kind space. For the past 4 years, she has taken the time to listen to as well as educate her clients. Valérie has understood that once they have some education and awareness, clients look above all for long-lasting, rare and high-quality fragrances. She has met the needs and challenges her clients have proposed by taking a leap of faith and creating her own collection of perfumes. Okay, so that is Valérie, and that is the background to this brand. Her husband, Remy, owns an atelier for ingredients, and I believe it is called, oh god, I forget what it's called. L'Atelier Français de Matière. That's what I'm going to say. Something like that. Sorry. And so he finds materials, she comes up with the idea, the inspiration, and Antoine Lee, the perfumer, the in-house perfumer at the minute, makes the perfumes happen, you know? So it's like a trifecta, a team. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. And so, since about 2017, I want to say, Les Indemodables has been releasing perfumes, and I am a major fan of the house, you know. He's not the only person they have had to make their perfumes, though. The other perfumer, the original perfumer, was called Florence Fouillier Dubois. Sorry, Florence, if I butchered your name. I did not mean to. I try, but I'm not very good. Okay, I have assembled my perfumes in ascending order, from least favourite to most favourite. And now we will embark. But first, I will convey to you this one perfume, which is not in the top 10, not because I don't love the smell, but because it's a roll-on. This is Vanille Havane Extrait Absolute. Now, this is extremely expensive. It's about 90 quid for 10 mil. That is not cheap. That is not cheap. But the smell is incredible. We will come on to Vanille Havane because I own that, and I will tell you what the smell is like and how much I love it and all of that sort of thing. But this is gorgeous. You can't smell this before you buy it, okay? And the reason for that is you can't get samples of it, you know? It's a roll-on. They can't decant it. They can't put it in. I don't know if you can get small roller balls, but there you are. It does smell a bit different. It's a lot more chocolatey and darker than Vanille Havane. But like I say, we'll come on to that in a bit. Anyway, that is outside the scope of this video. The rest are all spray bottles, and they are at roughly the same price point, apart from the two colognes. Okay, let's start. Number 10, my least favourite. I only have 10, you know, so this is a top 10 of the 10 I have. My least favourite. Starting us off, Patchouli Noisette. Patchouli Noisette was released in 2023. The blurb says, this creation revisits a mythical fragrance ingredient, patchouli. It does. I remember when this was coming out, I was extremely hyped for it. And I loved the idea that they had found a high quality, stable patchouli, and they had extracted it to the same smell all the time. They could say where it came from and all the processes in the all the same processes as it was grown, as it was transported, as it was made into oil, all that sort of thing. They controlled everything about it. The patchouli market is very strange. There's a video where Persolaise talks to Remy about the patchouli market and stuff like that. It's worth watching. They also found, for the first time ever, a way to get an oil from hazelnuts, Piedmont, the finest hazelnuts, at the foot of the Alps. And they managed to do this and put this in the perfume. The problem I have with this perfume, the patchouli is lovely. It's the same patchouli that is used in Amouage's Jubilation 40. It's sold to a few other brands. It's a very high quality patchouli. It's beautiful. The problem I have with it is that you can barely smell the hazelnut, and there's an amber wood in here. There's an amber wood in here. I spoke to my friend, and he was like, they've tried to reconstruct a Middle Eastern type fragrance here. And as soon as he said that, it hit, and I was gutted. I like this, but I like it the least by some considerable distance. So the next perfume up on the list is the biggest gap between any of these perfumes is between 10 and 9. I think I'm just going to continue to wear this. It's only a 50ml bottle. So I'm just going to continue to wear this till it's gone, and then I won't replace it. Maybe one of the only ones I wouldn't replace. So performance is massive, smells nice in the air and stuff like that. Other people wouldn't have a problem with it because not everybody has the same reaction to amber woods as me, but it's my list, it's my perfumes. That's number 10. Just dropped it. Not to worry. Okay, number 9. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Number 9 is a recently new addition to my collection. And I've only worn this a couple of times, and this is Muscs de Sables. Now, this is some people's absolute favourite from the brand. Some people absolutely love this stuff. It's from 2019. It was made by Antoine Lee, who was the perfumer for Patchouli Noisette as well. Now, this, it's very musky, but you obviously can't use musks these days, not real musks anyway. So he's used iris or orris root, either or, in a very particular way that gives this cotton ball kind of effect. It's very soft and it's very round. It smells like downy fur, you know, like slightly like the underside of a cat, you know, a clean cat. How did cats get to smell so good when they lick themselves with those tongues that they eat horrible foods with? You know, weird beasts. Ambery, it's fuzzy, it's warm, it's a little bit powdery. It's an absolutely beautiful fragrance and I love it, but I'm not a big musk person, and this perfume, even though it doesn't have musk in it, it gives off that vibe absolutely beautifully. It's very, very clever how it's been done, and it really is an indication of how good Antoine Lee is and how good the materials are that get used in this house. You do get hints of the iris, don't get me wrong, but think more fuzzy, warm pet, you know, clean, fuzzy, warm pet. Okay. Next up, number 8. Number 8 is the first of 2 colognes, or eau de colognes, I should say, that I have from this brand, and there are only 2, and this is Escale en Haiti. Escale en Haiti was released in 2020, again made by Antoine Lee, and this is vetiver, tonka, juniper. It's fresh, but it uses that vetiver very, very cleverly. I'm happy to spray this actually because it's not too heavy. It's green, it's fresh, but it's got some darkness to it. You know, think of the vetiver from Guerlain vetiver without the tobacco, but with tonka bean still. So it's got a little bit of that warm, kind of slightly sweet kind of vibe to it. It's light, it won't hurt anybody. Everybody will think it smells nice. It'll be very, you'd have to be a real vetiver hater and there are vetiver haters, but you would have to be one of those to be offended by this. And even if you were, you wouldn't be offended by it for long because it doesn't intrude. It's not that kind of perfume. It's beautiful. You can see how much I've used. I just throw this on. 10 sprays in the morning, 10 in the afternoon, 10 in the evening. Smell great all day. You know, that's what these are for. These are incredibly well priced, like 100 mil for like 120 quid. The quality of the materials and the smell is just beautiful. It'll blow anything else out the water, you know, absolutely anything. I believe it's based on a fragrance they released from L'Atelier Français de Matière, or I can't remember what the name of that brand, I'm very sorry, called Vetiver de Pierre. I think it's based on that. And keep that in mind for when we come to the next cologne in the list. But, oh, it's so good. It smells really good in the air. Even a little bit of that dark chocolate sort of thing you get from vetiver every once in a while. I get a little bit of that. Don't ask me how or why, I just do. Okay. So, next up, number 7. Number 7 is a release from 2024. And this is Orangeur Sirocco. This was made by Antoine Lee again. And this is orange blossom, cinnamon, and ambroxan. Massive amount of ambroxan. Massive. It's huge. or some other ambergris derivative, but not ambergris. Don't think there's any real ambergris in this, which is a shame because it would go really well with the orange blossom. I don't usually that if there was any white floral that I had any time for, it would be orange blossom. I like it in Queer Canage. I like it in this. I think it's in Queer de Lancôme as well, which I really like. I don't get on well with white florals, but this one, I really like wearing this. It really says a lot about how much I value the rest of them, that this is only at number what, 7? Yeah. You can see this came out earlier this year, and you can see how much of a dent I've put in it. I really enjoyed wearing this, you know. Lasts all day. It starts off with this gooey, slightly spicy, warm floral kind of thing. Smells like it's got some kind of like resinous thing in it, but it dries down, and I've got to be honest, it dries down to the residual air you find in a department store after everybody's been spraying all the blue fragrances like Dylan Blue and Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel and all of those fragrances. It has that note. I mean, it's good and I enjoy it, and it works really well in this fragrance, but that's what it smells like. Slightly salty as well. Quality, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. It really is. I really enjoy wearing this, but I know from some people who hate that smell, and I'm not a big fan of Ambroxan myself because it feels like a cheat code, but I know some people who genuinely hate it. And I'm thinking of one person in particular who, as soon as she sprayed it on herself, she was like, nope. It's got that designer horribleness that I hate, and I won't tolerate it, make it die. And I understand that, I get it, but I'm not as offended by it as she was and other people are, you know. I have notes like that. The note itself that I'm thinking of at the minute has completely escaped my memory, so I will move on, probably think of it once I get to like another number in the list, and then I'll like probably just blurt it out, so bear with us. But that's Orange Sirocco. Okay, number 6. Number 6 was also a 2024 release, but this is a limited edition. Okay, and this is Vanille Havane Code Oud. This was, my bottle is number 126 of 500. Okay. It says here, the unique scent features a bespoke oud extract sourced from a rare piece of oud heartwood from Cambodia. The fragrance, crafted by Antoine Lee, blends fruity and aromatic top notes with woody, smoky and animalic base notes, creating a complex and long-lasting olfactory experience. Cambodian oud, vanilla, a little bit of jasmine, chocolate as well. And the way they've worked the oud in here is brilliant. It's quality. It's what I've always asked for. I made a big song and dance about this a while ago when I was trying to reach out. I didn't like what I felt was amateur nature of the Orige L'Adores. And I don't know, it's obviously not. In oud circles, Russian Adam is not an amateur. That's not what I'm trying to say. But compared to French perfumes, they don't give that kind of air of sophistication because of the way they're distilled, because of the nature of oud and oud blends. It's a different beast from French perfume, from Italian perfume, from British perfume. They don't make their perfumes in the same way over there. Simple as that, you know? They just don't. So they will smell different, but I don't like that style, you know? Not an oud fan. I really like this because they've used an oud. They have extracted it to a really high level. They've made the material, to me, they've made the material kind of stable, and they've tamed it. and so that they can use it. And it adds this smokiness, this dark smoky wood, you know. It gives impressions of like, you know, like a log fire when it's been put out and the logs are charred, but they haven't disintegrated and they've cracked open and they've got that crackle pattern on them. That's kind of what I get from this. It's nuclear, it lasts all day. It's got sweetness to it at the top. It's got like that sort of date sweetness thing, you know, like date the fruit. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. It's a wonderful perfume. They only made 500. The price is mental. It's 420 euros for 50 ml. And I don't like the fact you couldn't try it before you bought it. There are some people out there decanting samples, so that's fair enough. I managed to get a sample off a friend before I bought it, but I was going to buy it anyway, to be honest, because I am a bit of a, as you can tell, I've got 10 or 11 of these from this house. That's not all of them, like that I could have bought, but these are the only ones I wanted to try. I wanted to buy, sorry. Anyway, I bought this as an act of faith, and it was rewarded. Would I get a backup? Don't think so. Don't know if they've sold out yet. But we'll see. They were limiting them to one a person at the time. I remember that. But I don't think they've sold out, so you're probably able to get one. Okay. Next up. Number 5. Okay, number 5 is one of the first perfumes I smelled from the brand, and this was released in 2021. This is Ambre Supreme. Now, do not be mistaken. This is not an amber as in Amber Sultan. This is an amber as in ambergris. Big aldehydic, sort of slightly spicy opening. I get the cardamom, which is in here. And then you get this kind of white floral yellow kind of thing in the middle, which is weird because I don't usually like that, as I've discussed, but there seems to be like a jasmine type of neroli axis in the middle there, which I don't usually like that, but it's very clean in here. It's very crisp. And then the main ingredient in here is ambergris. And it's a wonderful ambergris. It's slightly animalic, but it's got that salty sea, fresh, natural kind of thing. And it's beautiful. It really is absolutely wonderful. It's brilliant for the summer. Even though that jasmine cardamom sort of thing makes it a little bit thick. Makes it a little bit thick and a little sweet in the middle. Which stops it from being like an outrageous freshie, you know. But again, performance all day, smells wonderful. The progression throughout the scent is amazing, absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed this. This is what turned me on the brand, or put me onto the brand. Didn't turn us on. I didn't turn around and like make a heel turn. Do you know what I mean? Start attacking them. No. Speaking of wonderful fresh fragrances, number 4. Number 4 is the second of the colognes, and this is Escal in Indonesia. This is a massive ambergris fragrance. Ambergris, bergamot, and I think there's a white floral in here as well, and I can't remember which one it is. Which one are you? It's one of them, you know. It's not orange blossom, because this is very sheer. This is very kind of fresh, sharp, citrus. It's got lemon in it too. It's like this shows that lemons can be done in perfume, you know, like that bergamot lemon zesty top, sour, fresh, sunshine, like cool drink, alcoholic or otherwise, but refreshing either way, zingy. This, you couldn't possibly, I mean, it's freezing out there today. It's like -2, which is cold for England, you know? Like, we want like about 7 Celsius, raining, drizzling a bit, overcast. That's British weather, you know. Not -2 for God's sake. Too far. But this is not that kind. Like, neither of those weathers are what this perfume is for. At first, I really liked the Scalina Haiti better because of the vetiver, but I've grown to love this more. You just throw this on like 10 to 15 sprays at a time and just keep going. Every time you go into the room where you've got the perfume stored, take it out with you. I've done that multiple times. Take the bottle out with you. It's got a huge dose of natural ambergris. I think a similar one to Amber Supreme. This was released in 2020, a bad year for doing anything, never mind releasing perfumes, summer perfumes especially. But this is clean, doesn't have any of that filth for me. Absolutely beautiful. Performance isn't great, 3 to 4 hours, but what 3 to 4 hours. Okay, next up, number 3. This is Oriental Velour. This was one of the first fragrances released by the brand, and it was made by Florence Huillier-Dubois. Again, apologies if I've done something terrible to your name. This is myrrh, vetiver, and spruce. Would you believe? Spruce. Spruce is like a type of it's like a type of evergreen, I think. You know, it's a tree or a plant. It's you get it in forests and stuff like that, and it does have that kind of green forest sap kind of thing going on, you know. Absolutely stunning. The myrrh in here is huge and beautiful, and I was going through a huge myrrh kick at the time when I discovered this, and I just absolutely fucking love it. It's a brilliant fragrance. Pairing it with like like myrrh kind of sweetness, like a little bit of the myrrh sweetness with a little bit of the sweetness from the spruce and vanilla, and then some Haitian vet, all these kind of things. Like, none of them are too sweet by themselves, and then you overlap them and you create this really good harmony of different sweetnesses. Fantastic. It's a brilliant perfume. You can see the colour it's gone. Actually, that might be the colour it came as. I really like it, but it's not like it says Oriental Velours. I don't get much of an ambery sense from it, but it does have that inherent myrrh quality, you know, like myrrh ardent. It's a fabulous perfume, this, and it's very much overlooked by online fragrance community, I feel anyway, and deserves more love. Okay, number 2. Number 2, my friends. Number 2 is the best seller of the brand. This is Neil Havan. No, it's Vanille Havan. The VA has scratched off my Vanille Havan, unfortunately, but not to worry. That just shows that I've been picking the bottle up and using it. This is their best seller by far. I believe that this outsells all the other perfumes put together, but I haven't had that 100% confirmed, but I believe it does. And frankly, you can see why. It is from 2020. It was made by Antoine Lee. It is a sensational take on vanilla. There is tobacco. There's some sweet kind of fruity type of vibes in there. Rum, a little bit of booziness, chocolate, vanilla. It's a little bit spicy, very, very slightly spicy, like a sweet spice kind of thing. Oh, it's so good. Nobody could hate this. I actually got a compliment on this once by someone who isn't into perfumes. They were like, "Oh my God, you smell amazing." And it was somebody I know, but they don't know me as like the perfume person. So I'm taking that as a legitimate compliment, like in the wild. It's absolutely stunning. Probably the best vanilla you are going to find, even though it's not strictly just a vanilla perfume. There's There's a lot of other things. It's very complex and really, really, really good. Okay, now, perfume number 1. My favourite Les Indemodables perfume, and this won't come as a shock to a lot of you, this is Rose de Jamal. Rose de Jamal by Les Indemodables is an absolutely stunning perfume. It is rose for a man. It is fresh. It is zesty. It is crisp. It is rose, mint, some lavender. Some people say they get dill pickle in it, but what? No, you don't. That's madness. There's some cedar in there as well. I get the mint. I get the mint at the top of that, but it's really crisp mint. It gives it that crispness in the fragrance. This can be worn by anybody at any time, I think. It's one of the best smelling perfumes in my collection, which is a huge collection, and they're all brilliant perfumes. This is one of the very best smelling ones. Just based on the smell and nothing else. So a lot of people get like hooked on like longevity and sillage and kudos for wearing the latest and greatest fragrances. No, if you want a perfume that smells incredible, this is it. This is, to me, what makes this house so great. It's one of the reasons that makes this house so great, because it takes something that has already been done many times, a rose perfume, and it just does it better than other houses manage to do it. And I can't, to me, this is like the whole thing coming together brilliantly. It's a brilliant perfume, made brilliantly by Antoine Lee, put together brilliantly by him, with brilliant ingredients supplied by Remy, doing his job brilliantly, and then Valerie doing her job brilliantly by saying, this is the type of perfume I want. This is what my vision is. And it's absolutely stunning. I would highly recommend that you try it. And you can do so by getting the sample set, friends, and it's a really good deal. And that is it. My passion for this brand should have come through in this video. I hope it has. I hope you have enjoyed this list. Let me know what your favourites are from the brand. Let me know if you've tried it or if you will try it in future. Thank you very much for joining me, everyone. Bye.